If you're struggling with your mental health but therapy feels like it's out of reach, or maybe it's not but you want some simple daily habits that are inexpensive that you can do to improve your mental health, then this is the video for you. Here are 5 things that I am currently doing that are genuinely helping me to feel more stable and hopeful even on days when my mental health is just gone to the dogs. I'm not a therapist, I'm just someone who's trying to figure my life out, and I'm here to share everything that's working and that's not really working for me, hoping that it will help you, save you some time on your own journey. If you're not looking for those generic therapist type advice and you want some real practical things that you can do coming from somebody who's actually practicing these things, then stick around. The first one is practicing gratitude. And I know you're going to probably be like, okay, I need to click off of this video because what is this? But stick with me for a minute, okay? It's something you hear all the time, but the reason why you hear it all the time is because it genuinely works. I used to just think of 3 things that I'm grateful for and I would just say them out loud or I'll write them down in my journal and that was it. But since January of 2025 this year, I have started to go a little bit deeper and it has honestly shifted how my mindset works. And I just feel so much better because you get to shift your mindset from negative thinking and what's not working, where you are compared to where you want to be, and you start looking at the things that you actually have, all the positives in your life, the things that are there to be grateful for, and you shift from a sense of lack to a sense of gratitude. You can have a physical journal, you can have a digital journal, you can literally leave notes in your notes app, you can send yourself text messages, have voice memos, whatever works for you. You can even just wake up and say it out loud so that you can hear yourself say these things. What I do is I have a digital journal that is in Notion. If you know anything about me, you know I'm obsessed with Notion. I literally use it to organize my entire life. It's a way for me to access it anywhere I want, anytime I want, using my laptop, my phone, whatever it is. And I don't have to think about having to wait until I get home to write in a physical book, even though I do like writing in a physical journal sometimes. This is a template that I have. If you would like to purchase this template, let me know, leave a comment and I'll have that ready for you. But if not, you can literally create something that is for yourself and it's pretty easy to keep up with. I'm not going to lie to you, I've been doing this for a couple of months and some days I do miss and that's fine, but some days it's super hard. Some days I can only think of one thing that I'm grateful for. Some days I write 6-7 things because I feel super grateful and there's a lot of things on the top of my mind. But even when I just find one thing, it makes me feel so much better because I have something to be grateful for. The second one, which is something that I'm super big on, is no phone, no devices, no blue light, no screens within the first hour of being awake. I know you're gonna be like, but I need to check my notifications. What if this person was calling me? What if I missed something on Twitter? Like, it can wait. It's going to be there in an hour when you're done with your morning routine and you're done with setting the pace for your day. And I'm not gonna lie, this along with all the other things that I'm going to tell you today, it's not perfect with me. Some days I fail. Some days the minute I wake up I'm like, crap, I forgot to do this last night. I need to take out my phone. I work online and sometimes I forget things. Sometimes I forgot to check in with a family member or a friend and I have to do that. And those days are fine. I get it. But it's 90% of the time I don't use my phone within the first hour, and I think that's what really matters. Found that when I go on my phone, whether it's to check messages, check notifications, or to doom scroll in the morning before I get into my day, there is going to be something that is going to trigger me. I'm going to see a news report that somebody got shot or something got stolen. I'm going to see a notification from a family member who's having drama. There's going to be at least one thing that's going to trigger me and it's going to set the mood for my day because I'm going to be holding on to that energy from that news, from that notification, from that text message. I don't need that negativity in the first hour of my day. The first hour of my day is to set the mood, the tone, the energy for the rest of my day. We don't need any negativity. Spending that first hour to just do my self-care, my morning routine, my skincare routine, have some tea, maybe make some breakfast if I'm not intermittent fasting, go for a little walk, even if it's 10 minutes, be out in nature, get some sunlight in. All of that has replaced my phone in the morning. The most I'll do, if I'm being honest, is that if it's a morning where I'm going to take a walk, then I'll plug my earphones in and I'll go on my phone to search for a podcast. It's usually one of 2 podcasts, but my notifications are still going to be off. I'm not going to see anything else that's going to trigger me. Sometimes I just go out with no earphones and I just keep my phone for safety reasons, but I'm not on it. Out of all the 5 that I'm going to give you today, give that one a try for 1 week and see how you feel, because that was one of the biggest game changers for my mental health. There's no going back for me. Do not disturb and sleep mode, they're my best friends. Ask my family and friends about it. They know, they'll tell you. Third one is write everything down. And I mean everything. I don't just mean journal your thoughts, which is also a big part of it, but I mean write everything down. If you don't write things down, you are storing it in your head and it's on your mind constantly, even if you don't realize it. And that is one of the biggest things that causes me to feel overwhelmed in the middle of the day and I'm like, what's going on? I don't even have anything on my mind. Yes, you do. You know, when you have your laptop and you have like 20 different tabs open, you're not using all 20, you're using one, but your system starts slowing down and it starts acting up and it's taking forever to load things. And you're you're like, what's going on? You have too many tabs open. It's the same thing with your brain, I promise you. So you're there and you're trying to work and you're like, why am I so flustered? All I'm trying to do is send this email. But you're also thinking, what am I going to cook for dinner? Oh my gosh, I have to pick up the kids at 5. I forgot that I was supposed to go shopping. I don't have any milk in the fridge. What am I going to eat for breakfast tomorrow? Oh my gosh, I forgot that I needed to call my grandfather. Like, you're thinking everything in that moment without realizing that you're thinking everything in that moment. And when I say write it down, I mean wherever, whenever, however you can. So just do a brain dump ever so often. And it's like your brain says, well, I wrote it down, I'm not going to forget it. So I don't need to have that tab running in the background of my brain. And I've always done this to an extent. I remember 4 years ago when I met my partner, he's like, Kim, and you have a list for everything. Yes, I do. I know myself. And I know it's going to be on my mind and I'm going to have a headache all day and I'm going to wonder what the heck is causing my headache. I have too many tabs open in my brain. And so I'm going to write it down. I'm going to have a list of birthday gift ideas for my family and friends. I'm going to have my shopping list that's just ongoing. So when I remember, oh crap, I need salt. I don't buy salt every week, but I'm out of salt or I'm going to be out of salt. I'm going to write it down on my list. An ongoing list of content ideas because I don't want to keep forgetting the ideas and then it's going to bother me. I'm going to be like, I had a really good idea. I wonder what that was. Like, I don't want to have to worry about it. I have a list for everything. And if all you can manage to do is to write on scrap pieces of paper in your notes app, one, it eases your mind because you know that it was written somewhere and you can go back to find it when you need it. But what I would suggest to do to keep things organized is to ensure that you have a place for everything. So even if you can't get to your journal in the moment or you can't get to wherever you have these information stored, but you have it on a scrap piece of paper, at the end of the day, do your sorting, your organizing, or at the end of the week if it's not something that's urgent. But you need to close the tabs in your brain. So write it down. We have 2 more to go, and number 5 is honestly one of those ones that I'm like, crap. Like, it's one of those big ones that it's a big impact, but it's such a small thing to do, something that so many people don't even realize. But in the meantime, let me know if any of these are resonating with you. Okay, back into the video. Number 4 is to spend time in nature. Yeah, I know you hear this, but you're too busy, and I mean, being inside watching Netflix seems like it's the biggest dopamine rush that you could ever have, so why would you want to go outside? And I get this, but even just 5 to 10 minutes of intentional nature walking or just sitting there admiring trees. I saw something a few days ago that said that if you stare at something green, like the trees, grass, whatever, for 5 minutes, it actually calms your nervous system. And I'm like, that makes so much sense. Why when you're out in nature, you just feel so at ease, you feel so calm, you just feel relaxed, you know? Once you're outside in nature, it doesn't matter. Like, put away your phone for a bit. It won't kill you to not have notifications going on for doing something on your phone for 5 to 10 minutes. If you can't go for a walk or go to a park, go sit on your balcony or your porch or whatever it is. Go sit outside on the step for all I care. But just go outside in nature. If there's sun coming out, even better, because that vitamin D will absolutely change everything for you in the moment. Now for the big 5. This one, as I said, is such a small thing, but it has such a massive impact. And it's something that I cannot go a day without doing. Like, it's that crazy. Yeah, listen up. It's decluttering your space. Round of applause. It sounds so easy. It is. Declutter your space. Now, I work from home, and so this is especially true for me. But if my area that I'm working in or that I'm sitting in, spending the day in, is cluttered, my brain is also going to be cluttered. Once it's clear and neat and I have some natural light coming in, I pull the blinds, I pull the curtains, whatever it is, I'm going to feel so much more at ease. Like, I can be productive. I can actually get things done. If I'm going in the kitchen and I'm going to cook and there's dirty dishes there, I cannot function. Like, declutter your space. And I'm not just talking about your physical space, but also your social media. Declutter your social media. Unfollow the people who are toxic to you and are draining your energy. I promise you, you will thank me later. Declutter your phone. All the old screenshots and pictures and whatever that's slowing down your phone and that you keep going back and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to delete this picture of my ex. Declutter everything, okay? I work on social media, and so every single week, every single Friday, I declutter my phone and my laptop and my social media, my messages, everything that needs decluttering. But every single day, I declutter my physical space because I'm in that space and I don't want to feel the energy of an unkept space. I don't need that in my life, and neither do you. A couple of months, you can do like a deep dive into decluttering everything. So you go through your closet. I actually did this, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I went through my closet, all the clothes that had a stain or had a tear or something, or they didn't fit right anymore. I didn't feel good in them. I either threw it out or I put it in a bag saying that I'm going to take them to donate somewhere. But start small if you need to. Like, just remember that a clear clear space equals a clear mind. Do your basic stuff, you know, tidy your bedroom or your kitchen area or your living area. Do it the night before if you need to. If you won't have the time when you wake up in the morning, just do a nightly reset. If that's what works for you, then do that. Ensure that your bed is made when you wake up in the morning, because I work from home and I'm seeing it every day, but nothing sucks more than leaving the house in a rush and coming back to a mess. So ensure that you don't have that to deal with at the end of a long day at work. So if you have to do things from the night before, definitely do that to make your life easier, but once you declutter, it's fine. Start small. If you want to do like a deep decluttering, don't just throw everything out of your closet and be like, crap, now I have this to deal with, because that's going to be a lot more stressful than having them hung up in the first place. Start with a drawer. We all have that junk drawer. That's hard to say. Junk drawer. Yeah, where you have all your old mail, old documents, whatever in, and you just need to throw some stuff out. Do that first. Go through that junk drawer and just get rid of some stuff. Like, your brain will start releasing, you know, all those things that are stored up in there. Like, oh, clear space, clear mind. Prevent you from feeling overwhelmed. Focus on maintenance instead of deep cleaning. When you take your shoes off, instead of just leaving it at the doorway, put it where it's supposed to go, on the shoe rack, wherever you keep it in the closet, instead of just putting it somewhere and then you have to deal with a bunch of different things that needs organizing later. But those are the 5 things that I've been doing for the past maybe year and a half that has been helping me so much with my mental health, and I hope that it will help you too. But before we go, I want to give you 2 things that I'm working on. So I'm doing them, but I'm not great at doing them yet, as like in comparison to the first 5 that I gave. But these 2 things I think will also be a great addition to that. And the first one is to reframe my thoughts. So sometimes I have these thoughts of negativity, these negative self-talks. Let's just leave it at that. And I know they're not right, but the more I say to myself, the more I believe it. And I need to work on reframing them with facts. So for example, if I have the thought of nobody loves me, I don't know, that's not something I think, but it's just an example, then I'd say that's a lie, and that's my trauma speaking, or that's whatever speaking, and of course people love me. And then I would list 5 things that has happened recently that shows me that people love me. So my boyfriend took me out on a date. My sister and my mom called me and they were on the phone with me for 3 hours. You don't talk on the phone for 3 hours with somebody that you don't love. Like, you get what I mean? Something, whatever it is, that can prove to your brain that, hey, shut up, you're just talking crap right now. Reframe it. I'm a little bit embarrassed to say what the next thing is, because I've been working on it for a while, but it's getting the best of me, and it's prioritizing sleep. I know. As someone who's in their healing era and I'm a PCOS girly, I need to balance my hormones and all these things. I need to prioritize sleeping, and I need to be getting at least 8 hours per night so that I'm not sluggish in the morning and I don't feel like a mess. I know I can't even look at the camera if you were realizing. I'm a little embarrassed. I've been trying, you know, and now I've been waking up at 5:30 in the mornings, and I'm still not going to bed early enough, and so I'm a zombie in the mornings, and I know it's not healthy for me. I know it's not great for me, and it messes with how my day goes. And so I definitely need to get on track with that, and I need to definitely be intentional about my resting, my sleeping, and getting enough of that so that everything else in my body can like function the way it's supposed to. Yeah, those are my 5 things that I'm doing that are helping, and my 2 things that I need to work on. What are some mental health things, activities, tools that you use that are helping you too? Share in the comment section. You don't know if you'll help somebody, that would be awesome. I also read every single comment that comes on any one of my content, and so definitely leave a comment with your thoughts and let me know which one of these resonate with you. Which one have you been doing, or which ones have you tried before, or which one would you want to try that's like new information to you today. If this video has helped you in any way, even if it's just giving you information, inspiration, motivation, or it was just a nice chat and you like my energy, whatever, then just subscribe to this channel, because there will be a lot more videos like this, and let's just figure this life thing out together, because guess what? We're all in this together. So just a quick recap before we go. The first one is to practice gratitude, because it will shift your mindset from negative thinking of lacking all the things that you want that you don't have, into looking at the things that you do have and being grateful for those. Number 2 is no phone, TV, screens, anything that has blue light emissions in the first hour of you being awake. It will shift your mindset. You won't have anything that will impact your mental health for the entire day, or to start off your day on a bad note. Number 3, write it down. Write down every thought, everything that you need to remember. Write it down, because each time you don't write it down, you have it stored in your head, and it's like an ongoing tab or multiple tabs that you have going, and you might be having headaches, you might be feeling overwhelmed without even knowing what's going on. You probably just have too much on your mind. 4 is to spend time in nature. Nature does something to your nervous system, and it has you just calming down immediately, whether it's the sound of nature, the look of nature, hearing the birds chirping, the feeling on your skin of the sunshine, whatever it is. Just go out in nature. 5 to 10 minutes per day is a good place to start if you're not into that kind of thing. Ensure that you don't have any distractions. Turn your phone off or put it on do not disturb, or just like have it in your pocket and just enjoy being in nature. Big number 5 is to declutter your space, whether your digital space or your physical space. Start with your physical space, because once you have a clear space, you'll also have a clear mind. You can come back and thank me later. If you made it to this far in the video, then thank you very much for being here. You are pretty freaking amazing if you ask me. Check out my next video here, and I'll see you with my next upload. Until then, just remember to do something today that will help you to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. Okay, bye bye.